your boy Hans, tweeting as always by my friend of 25 years, actor extraordinaire, the GCJ of the SSA of champion of the world, Mr. JP Wall. How you doing, buddy?
It's fucking St. Patrick's Day. Everyone's fucking Irish tonight. I think I'm gonna go on a limb and say my Irish accent is better than any motherfucker in that movie, except Billy Connolly, because he's like actually from Europe.
Yeah, that works. But oh man, what he's alluding to is today our feature presentation is the poster that adorned every college male's apartment or dorm room during our formative years. Yeah. Boondock Saints.
Oh my God.
I hadn't watched this since probably college.
Same.
For maybe a year ago. And I watched it and I was like, oof, oh no.
Ooh, yeah.
Still had those feelings, but enjoyed it more this time than I did before.
Yeah, wow. Yeah. It does not hold up.
It's not a good movie.
Yeah, it has, okay, I'm going to say it has some glimmers of things that work.
So
I'll say that.
Okay,
we'll
get into it.
Yeah.
But before we do that, what have you been watching, reading, seeing, doing this week?
So, I don't know if you've picked it up yet, but the Always Sunny podcast is fucking a goddamn gem. It's great, and it's released every Monday, and this coming Monday is going to be an episode, the very first episode, where they all get shit-faced, and they do an episode together. So I'm really excited.
Yeah, I can't relate to that. So that's pretty unprofessional, if you ask me.
And finally, I'm seeing Batman on Sunday.
Bam, bam, bam. Oh my God, it's so good.
Bow, 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 bow.
I'm excited for you. When have you seen it?
Sunday.
Oh, Sunday.
Yeah, I was supposed to see it this past Sunday. Plans fell through. Supposed to see it on Monday. Plans fell through. So this Sunday, it's happening for real. Yeah, tickets are bought. Yeah, I am so excited. But really, other than that, just kind of, watching random stuff here and there. Yeah, really excited for Batman though. What about you? What have you been watching, reading, seeing, doing this week?
Well, we got the long-awaited Kenobi trailer.
Ooh, yes we did. Kenobi. We got another really great trailer.
Oh my God.
Oh,
he's not in it, but
great. Yeah.
Yelling Kenobi will always be my favorite.
Yeah.
So that looks fun. Comes out at the end of May.
Mm-hmm.
And we're getting Moon Knight at the end of this month. I believe we're getting Doctor Strange at the end of this month too.
Holy shit! Really?
I think so. I could have made that up.
Yeah, I believe it though.
Yeah, we got a lot of fun stuff coming. Yeah. There's a couple other movies too, but they escaped me. I've been watching a little bit of Batman or DC animated, because that's one thing that DC does better than Marvel is their animated stuff.
Oh, no question.
So good.
It's just get the writers from those movies and just make them live action.
Yeah, just do a cool self-contained little story like they do. It's just a run of a comic book run, a Death in the Family or Killing Joke or Injustice, whatever.
Sure.
Injustice, bad example. That was a bad movie.
But I didn't really like Killing Joke either, personally.
Well, yeah, that's because for some reason Batman fucks Batgirl, which doesn't happen in the comics. Why? It was just gross and weird
and completely unnecessary.
Completely. It's not if that would have been part of the source material, I still would have been okay, that sucks, but I get why they want it to be accurate. But no, it's not. You did that on your own. We don't know why.
And we didn't. No one likes it. It's just not
weird and gross. It's just the bad family, not the bad backwoods family.
Yeah, it's just. I think we talk about that a lot on the show. It's where movies feel the need to shoehorn sex or like relationships or even just like a random kiss into the movie when it's not necessary. The source material speaks for itself. It was written by fucking Alan Moore. You don't need that.
I love a great way of putting that is from the Red Letter Media guys. They call it a case of the not gays, where it's like, see, our character, he's not gay. He has a wife. He kissed a girl. Like,
yeah,
it's just so weird and stupid.
Yeah. Taking a turn here, I just saw a great trailer while I was waiting for you to Skype me.
Ooh.
The new final season of Better Call Saul dropped a trailer for the new
season
yesterday.
I didn't know that. I want to watch that now, but I'm so excited for that.
Oh my god, it's great.
I love him in Nobody. We did a quick hitter on that, but I would love to do a full episode on Nobody.
Oh yeah, I mean it's streaming.
Yeah, it's on Max. I keep seeing it up there. I'm like,
should we?
Let's do that next week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Done. We were gonna do something else, an 80s ridiculous classic, but I think we're both in the mood to watch some Odenkirk.
Yeah, I kept having all the like. I'll go through HBO Max and I'm like, oh, I want to watch this. But I don't watch things because I know we're eventually going to do them on here.
Yeah.
And I don't know when, because our schedule is just kind of, we make things up as we go along, as you can just see. But I know it's going to happen, so I don't want to watch it and then have to watch it again. And so that was one that kept showing up. So perfect.
Yeah, perfect.
Locked herself around into it. I love it. Killing Eve came back too. I haven't watched it yet, but that show is amazing.
Oh, I need to watch it.
Jodie Comer is like about to become the biggest star ever, if she's not already. She was in that like that medieval knight
Last
movie.
Duel.
Yeah. She was in Free Guy.
Yeah, she is.
Which is also great. I do Free Guy too. Free Guy's so much fun.
Oh yeah. It's streaming, so we can do it at some point for sure.
Yeah, she's great. She in that series, she's like a Russian like hit woman, like and just she's playing like 30 different characters basically. She's incredible.
Oh yeah, she's blowing.
She's an absolute star.
Yeah, she's killing it. She's killing it.
Killing it. All right, you know what?
Let's do it.
Yeah, I got nothing else. Let's just get into our feature presentation.
And now, our feature presentation.
The Boondock Saints from 1999 to 28% from the critics on Rotten Tomatoes and 91% from the audience, directed by Troy Duffy. Yeah, that margin. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Starring Sean Patrick Flannery as Connor McManus, Norman Reedus as Murphy McManus, David Della Rocco as Rocco. Oh, that didn't even. No. Billy Connolly as El Duce, and William motherfucking Dafoe as Paul, FBI Special Agent Paul Smacker.
So, first hot take of this interview or whatever dissection.
Whatever the fuck we do. Yeah.
Rocco is the best actor in this movie.
He's really good. Dafoe's really good too, even though he's
so
given
extra.
Some like uncomfortable shit that we'll touch on, but not go too far into. But we'll address it. But he's still really good too.
Yeah, he's really good. He does do a lot of very extra, very theatrical.
Oh, he's chewing.
Shit.
He's chewing.
He's getting a fucking 18-course fucking chef tasting omakase menu
and that's not
from that
topics,
scenery.
That's full on courses.
Yeah, that's full on courses. Yeah, I know Rocco. It's basically like I think David Del Rocco or whatever his name is was friends with Troy Duffy. His character was based on him, so he's basically playing himself in the movie. But I thought his character was the most grounded, the most just like authentic, and the most genuine. Yeah. Exactly.
My hot take is this movie was so highly stylized. I feel like it gave birth to like bullshit movies like Drive. And fooled us all into thinking that Flash was like intellectual, but if you watch Drive, that movie stinks. It just looks cool, and it makes you feel all the things of like, oh, this feels smart and cool. No, that movie's stupid. It's nothing. It's absolutely nothing.
See, I actually like Drive personally. But granted, I haven't watched it in a long time, so
I'm in the
I need to
minority
revisit
on this
it.
take.
Yeah,
But there's no substance there. It's beautifully shot and like there's talent there. But I'm good at this one thing, and it's like making up for it's like look over here, don't look over at the rest of this.
Yeah.
You know, like I can't do all this other stuff, so it's covering up for it.
Well, I think though all of Nicholas Winding Refn's movies leading up to that point were really solid, and every movie after that has been an utter piece of fucking garbage. I'm sorry. That's very harsh, but
we're usually not that harsh, but hey, you feel what you feel.
I just find his work after Drive to be okay. I'll be a little bit nicer here. I find it to be incredibly pretentious, and it's just like you don't like my movies,
like
then
up his own
you.
ass. Like I'm so much smarter than you. Like I'm like look what I did. Like maybe you don't get it. You just fuck off.
Yeah, fuck off. Seriously, fuck off. But with Duffy in this movie, it's definitely a product of the times. It's definitely a product of the 90s. Very Tarantino, very Guy Ritchie. But they did it better. I'm sorry.
This is the bastard child of those people, but there are some like good moments. Like in some, like, I'm like, oh wow, that like really fucking worked, or that was cool, or what have you. And we'll get to it. Yeah. Let's just dive in.
Do it.
We kick off with some heavy-handed Catholicism. See the two guys, and like they just like wander up. Like this was the thing. Like everyone just seemed to be like okay with them doing what they were doing.
Yeah.
It almost felt like that was a scene that should have happened at the end of the movie when everyone like knew that they were these like vigilante killers. So they were just cool with them doing that. But at this point, they're just two like weird losers living in like an abandoned building. You know, like why does anyone just like let them do what they're doing? Like there's a guy like a deacon like stands up to be like, oh, and they're just like, no.
Because maybe they know that they're nuts. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, but it would have made more sense to be like, oh, we have this reverence for them, like they're angels as we get to, kind of thing.
Yeah, you're right. That should have been, if anything, that should have been a scene at the end of the movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like once they've like built this, because when everyone knows who they are, but they established the whole thing of like an Irish neighborhood, no one talks to cops. Like we have 100 witnesses, but no one's talking, so they're all like, we protect our own kind of thing.
Right, and I think you hit the nail on the head with this movie. Within the first 5 minutes, it's already heavy-handed as hell. Heavy.
That bothered me the last time I watched it. Didn't bother me this time. Yeah. I don't know why. Just didn't. But yeah,
no light touches in this movie.
No. The music in this is great, by the way.
Yeah, the music's great.
Really great.
It adds to the scene.
Music and the editing is great. This is a competently made film.
Sure, of course. Like, especially for somebody who...
It doesn't sound like a praise, but that's like the highest praise I can give him.
His first screenplay and his directorial debut, no less.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, then we get them at their, like, job, just casually talking about, like, beating their wives, and it ends in one of them punching a woman in the face.
Yeah.
I mean, in fairness, she did kick his brother in the dick, but also...
Yeah, it's just like, what?
Yeah,
they're like hitting each other with like meat, like
they're in like a slaughterhouse or something, like a meat packing plant.
Yeah, it was just like
very odd,
very odd, very unnecessary.
There's a lot of that in this movie where it's just like, yeah, but why? I mean, I get. Like we grew up in the 90s, like it was a different time. That's not an excuse. It's just a reason. Like, there's certain things that are not okay, that shouldn't have been okay, but were just fine then.
Yeah.
I mean, one of them. So they live in squalor. I mean, they're just in like, It looks like a prison
shit
shower
hole.
room with like mattresses on the ground, like just like shower heads around. Like it's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, real shithole.
Yeah. They go drinking with Rocco, so we meet Rocco. Their favorite bar is closing, and this is another thing. Like, why? Like the bartender just for no reason has Tourette's because, look at the guy who has to like use obscenities. Like, like no reason. Like, why do you need that? He's just an old guy. Like, let's just let him be an old Irish fuck.
Just have him be an old Irish fuck with a really shitty Boston accent.
Yeah.
Like,
and at the time, like
fine.
Tourette's was funny. Like it's not funny, but like people weren't like accustomed to it, so it was like a new thing in the zeitgeist. I know why he went there, or they went there. It's just
Yeah, not necessary.
Like they did that in the Shane Black Predator, and it was just like, oh, you're like 20 years too late, and also it was hacky 20 years ago when it was new.
Yeah, exactly.
This is weird.
Yeah, very weird.
So the Russians show up, start causing trouble because he's trying to renew his lease, but the Russian like mob has come in, and they're being dicks.
Yeah, and with
we're all Irish on St. Patty's Day.
Fuck you! You get out of bar now. Like, where'd they get this fuck? Central Casting? Like,
seriously, he's just the most Russian beast of a man.
Yeah, and you know what? I looked him up on IMDb. That's his only credit. You know what his name is? Scott Griffin.
Yeah, I was just gonna say he's probably like Max. Yeah. So I do like what they do with like the flashbacks kind of thing and the
I like that.
Non-linear storytelling. Sorry.
I like that too.
I got mush mouth. And I like how it actually kind of evolves because at the first few times it's they're about to do something and then there's a flashback to like a crime scene, and then as we keep going then it's like it's a flashback but it's intercut with what's happening, and like so it kind of evolves, which is kind of a cool little touch.
I do like that. I made a note of that. Yeah.
Yeah, because you could just fall back on that. We're just gonna do the flashback every time, and like that's easy and simple, and people understand it. But I did like that. It felt like it was growing, like it was evolving, and I liked it.
Yeah.
So we cut to the next day, crime scene with dead Russians. People who were at the bar. FBI agent Paul Smecker shows up. Local detective just giving really dumb theory about a serial crusher.
Yeah, just like this fucking 400-pound guy fucking crushing him.
Yeah. We get a big time who's in charge here? Not anymore, you're not kind of scene.
That's who the fuck I am.
Give me a bagel, bitch.
And he's like, cup coffee, cafe latte, twist of lemon.
So I have no issue with Defoe's performance. I have an issue with my feeling of it, because he's supposed to be gay in this. I feel like they used that as a way to be like, it's okay for him to say certain words and be a certain way and make certain jokes.
Yeah.
But I felt like that was the only reason for that character being gay, so they could say these things.
Yeah, they made him out to be like, I don't know.
He was like a self-hating, like.
Yeah, he was like Roy Cohn. He was like a homophobic homosexual.
Yeah, he dropped a lot of slurs, and it was just like.
Yeah.
It just felt
very
like that
odd.
was why it was like, oh, if he's gay, he can say that. You know, that I got that feeling from it. I don't know if that.
And he has these moments where it's hard to tell if he's playing it, where he's, very overly effeminate, and I didn't.
Well, that's the other thing. Like, not all gay people are effeminate. Like, that's not.
No,
that's not a thing.
Yeah,
which we'll get to.
Yeah.
Oh
God.
Oh boy.
A lot of this shit does not hold up.
No. So. Specker, he's like, a savant for murder, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
He like throws on the Walkman, the Discman, listening to like opera, and he's like conducting like the fucking maestro.
Yeah.
Which I don't hate. It's silly. It's over the top, but
yeah, it's ridiculous.
But he like
sure,
solves it all like right there. I'm fine with that trope.
Uh-huh.
He's just the genius cop. He explains it all to the cops. Like, you guys are fucking idiots. This is what happened. Cut to the McManus brothers in the hospital in like the dirtiest bathrobes ever.
Yeah, they're like dirty, covered in blood. Yeah.
Wash your robes. And I haven't spent a lot of time in a hospital, but I don't think they give you bathrobes. So the bar owner comes to see him. He's like, "Hey, like this FBI agent's asking around about you." He's like, "But he like figured it all out." He's like, he knows it was self-defense. So like,
you're good.
So they just like wander, like limp up to the precinct after Defoe gives this like he's got so many monologues in this movie. It's so great. Geez. And they're all so
he's like,
good.
You donut munching barrel ass.
Even when they're offensive and horrible, it's still good because he's so good.
Yeah, he's
like even when he's really saying something wildly offensive, it's still like, man, you're good. I don't like what you're saying, but you're doing a really good job saying it.
That's when you know an actor is so good. They make bad writing and bad circumstances like look better.
Yeah. And that's exactly what he's done throughout this whole thing. So they show up and we get like flashbacks to what happened. It like starts with the bar fight. It's like, hey, we're all Irish on St. Paddy's Day. They fight. Everyone beats them up. They like light a Russian guy's ass on fire.
Yeah, with Hennessy. They just pour Hennessy all over his butt and light it on fire. And haha, it's hilarious. And then they're like waking up in the morning and these obviously
in their
these
flop
Russian
house.
Dudes.
Yep. Goons show up, cuff Connor to the toilet. They're gonna kill Murphy. And I actually really love this scene of Connor on the toilet. Like they cut to like the handcuffs, like him bleeding. He's just like mom who lifts a car off his kid, her kid, kind of thing. He's like, but like you believe it because they're like intertwined and they're just like, it's so good. I mean, I actually think this entire scene is great because the way the sound drops out and it's just the music. And it's like this weird, almost like electronic music, but it works.
Because
most of it's like Gaelic, like a Irish type,
like, fucking tin whistle.
Yeah,
an Irish flute.
Or like like religious chanting.
Yeah.
But here it's just like like all of a sudden, but it fucking works.
It works.
It goes all quiet as he just like hobbles up in his bathrobe carrying a toilet, which is nonsense, but it fucking works. It works for me anyways.
And he throws this toilet off, and then he jumps.
The way he throws it, he doesn't throw. He just goes like, whoop. He like just lets it fall. I don't know why something little like that I love so much. He just basically tips it over the edge. Because that's restraint. He could have just been like throwing it down, hand over his head. But no, this is heavy. He's just gonna push it over the edge. Then just jumps down on the other goon because his brother's about to be executed in the alley. So that's where all this is happening. Jumps down the other. Murphy, who's down on the ground, finishes off the last dude with the top of the toilet tank.
That shit's dense.
Yeah,
it does work. Yeah,
the only part of the toilet that survived. Just grabs. They had like there's a reoccurring thing of like everyone just has a bunch of money that they kill.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
I mean, you always watch gangster movies and they always have a wad of cash because maybe they don't want to leave like a trail.
Yeah, but at one point there was like a satchel full of money. It was just like, why was that here?
Yeah, in the hotel room, right?
Yeah. This computer bag full of money. Like they weren't doing a deal. They were like talking about stuff. Like, I don't know, whatever, it doesn't matter. Finishes off that last dude. Grab all the guns and money and everything. They aren't being charged. Rocco shows up with like some of their clothes because they're buddies, and they stay the night in the holding cell. I do love the Defoe interaction because all the cops like love them.
Oh, clearly.
And they're like, "Can we stay here for the night?" And they're like, "Yeah, we got a holding cell. I mean, if that's okay." And Defoe's like, "Well, did you ask your mother if it was all right?" Like, that's such a great line.
Did you ask your mommy if you could stay over?
Yeah.
Because I think it's okay.
Yeah, it was so good because that's we've all had that when we were a little kid. It's like, did your mother say you could stay over? It was perfect. So, okay, so they go to bed in this holding cell and wake up like they're possessed by God or something, which is
like I wrote divine intervention.
Yeah, because they both just like spring up like, what?
And it's like it's raining and water dripping through the cracks.
Yeah, it's like some sort of baptism, like rebirth. Like I don't know. They're going for a lot of shit that's like, fuck off. It's just a bunch of dudes killing bad people. Like this is just Taken but more violent. You know what you are. But
exactly.
But it's highly stylized, so that's.
They're trying to be the Punisher, you know.
Yeah, but like
way more religious and
highfalutin and like, hey, I'm smart. You don't get it. So yeah, they that happens. They also just like have the Russians pager. Like I don't know, these cops do not search people well. They had their pager from whatever, doesn't matter. It goes off, gives them some like they call the number, gives them a location of where a bunch of Russian mobsters are. I like while Norman Reedus' character is like talking to the rest of the cops, he's like baptizing them, just like fucking about.
Because they pull out the paper and like the paper's calling him the Saints, and then Norman Reedus reads that and he laughs. He's like, "Power of Christ,
so
throwing
good.
coffee on him.
It's
it
so
was great.
Good.
It was a great like little like fun bullshitting moment.
Yeah. I mean, every actor is good in this. Like the main actors, anyways.
Yeah. Their accents are questionable, but
sure. I wasn't as dinged by the Irish accents, but man, the Italian things were woof.
I got a tito through tulips with these assholes.
You fucking bastardo! Like, talks like that. Stop it. Stop it. They also are like all like both of the brothers are apparently fluent in like every European language that ever existed.
Yeah, German, Spanish.
Russian. That's a fun scene when they're like fucking with Smecker. Then he does make the point that we're all asking. He goes, "What are you guys doing working at a meat packing plant? Like, clearly educated and intelligent. Like, what the fuck are you doing?" I mean, it's never
and
resolved,
they just kind of go
addressed again. I like that they did kind of address it. Like that's something.
Yeah.
But
yeah, there are some moments where it's they kind of break the fourth wall in a way, like after the hotel shit, when Defoe's like, this is the kind of shit they do on bad TV.
Yeah.
Professionals don't do this shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Rocco meets with his boss. He works for like this Italian crime family where for some reason Ron Jeremy is an underboss.
Yeah, and he dresses like a shitty Elvis impersonator.
Yes.
and hates Rocco.
Yep. They make Rocco tell a very racist joke that I will not repeat. I did like this scene is gross, but the only positive, if you can even say that, is like he doesn't want to say the racial slurs, and they like keep making him do it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I tried to defend this thing. It was disgusting. It sucked.
Yeah,
but,
not good.
Whatever. So the brothers go to buy some guns from some dude with like a Sarah Connor basement while some 50s Enchantment Under the Sea dance music plays.
Yeah. And this guy's got like a fucking like
some doo-wop shit, like baby,
Earth Angel.
That's playing well, which works. It shouldn't. But there I was. And one of the brothers is just like Connor. He's like has a giant hard-on for rope. He's like Charles Bronson always needs rope.
Charlie Bronson always has rope in a movie. And it's like I feel like with the pop culture references there, like like nobody really did that before Tarantino. I think maybe they did, and I never saw it, but I feel like this is maybe a little bit of a Quentin Tarantino kind of moment.
Oh yeah, it's trying very hard to be, especially with like the violence and the blood and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So they go to kill some Russians after gearing up. Before everything happens, they're putting their masks on, and then we cut to Smecker getting a call about more bodies, and I'm not going to go into this scene because it's uncomfortable, and I didn't like it.
Yeah.
He goes to the crime scene. There's like dead people all over, and he does his solving thing again. It's like, oh, this, whatever. He's piecing it together. Cut back to what actually happened. They're basically morons. Like they're like the Three Stooges.
They're kind of fucking morons. Yeah.
They're in the vents, just like, and start fighting like little children.
over fucking bullshit. He's like, I'm carrying your rope. This is fucking heavy. And he's like, fuck you. And then they start fighting, and then they just happen to be right over the room where they need to be. Of course. And
they just fall down, and the rope like entangles their legs. And they just do this like 360 spinning thing where they just shoot everyone in the room because it was like a circular couch, and like it's ridiculous, but it's kind of cool.
Yeah, and it's like they do slow motion, and they do like the music with no sound effects going on. It works.
It does. After they're done, they kill everyone. There's a knock at the door. And Rocco shows up in like a bellhop uniform or something.
Yeah.
And he's supposed to be there to like kill the Russians because he works for the Italians. They fuck with him for a bit, and then like realize they like, get his gun and everything. They're like, there are 9 guys. They sent you in here with a 6-shooter.
He's like, he said there was going to be 2. And I love how like Rocco is like scared, but he's like, when he says that little thing where he's like, whoa, cool masks. Where'd you get them?
Yeah, I know. He's so like, like, oh man, you guys did a great job. Like, and he's just fucking about like while there's like guns to his face. So good. So they all leave. They go get hammered at his like girlfriend's apartment, I guess. They accidentally explode a cat.
Holy fuck! I forgot about that. And he's like, it's like one of those things where he hits the table and the gun goes off and the cat just explodes into a million pieces.
And this is so easy, but it's the best line. He goes, "Is it dead?" While it's showing just this wall painted like a Jackson Pollock of blood. It's just like, is it dead?
And then scene cut. Like that was great.
It's such an easy joke, but it's so perfect, and I love it. So they argue the next morning, like they try to like really hammer it home, like, hey, your boss is like, we're trying to get you killed, basically. Like they sent you in there.
They set you up.
Yeah. He's not having it. He gets all angry and emo. Then calls him later in the day, and we get the whole like, catch you on the flip side. Like,
get you on the flip side.
Later on, and like right after that, Rocco bursts back into the apartment, and he's like freaking out. It was really funny to watch the things that he was putting in a bag. It's just like he started with like records, and then he was putting like measuring cups. Like nothing made sense. Like, none of those things are what you'd take if you needed to.
Yeah.
He was just out of his mind. And he's like, I killed him. I killed them all. Like we don't know what that means. Flashback to right when he made that phone call, and he goes into this like deli. There's a couple goons there, and they're all like really happy about themselves. One of them is like geeked out on coke.
Like in the middle of the day, just like
just having a lunch at a deli. Just probably has an 8-ball in his sinuses. Like, and they're just like, I'm sure whatever Ron Jeremy's character is, Vincenzo was like coming around like bragging to everybody that like basically he sent you in there to be killed. He's like, but we kept our mouth shut. It's like, we're wise guys now. Yeah, bro.
Yeah, we're protected, dude. We're fucking protected.
Now. Like, we got our funny man back.
And then Rocco just opens his coat and just like shoots one of the dudes through his coat.
Arm. That's so good. And that was shot
cool
because you can't see him. It just goes splat on the wall.
Ooh,
And then the dickhead is with the coked out motherfucker just like hands up like "Ah!" And they said the bartender was in on it and he just goes, funny man.
Like, holy fuck.
It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah. Yeah. So good.
So they're like he's like, we gotta like kill Ron Jeremy. Basically.
Mhm.
He's like,
Yeah.
I know everything about all these people because he's like a low level like peon, but he's like, I know all their habits, I know where they are, I know what they do. We could kill everyone.
Everyone.
It's such a good line. He's like almost like a little kid. He's like, oh my god, like just realizing something.
Yeah, because
Kill
he says,
everyone.
he's like, I've been working for these motherfuckers since I was in high school, and I'm still a fucking low level kind of numbers runner, package runner guy.
Yeah, just bullshit that they have no respect for.
Yeah.
So they set up to kill Roger. They're about to go in and they don't show it. They do the crime scene thing again. But this is when we evolve a little bit. So like this time they cut between Smecker doing his theories and actually what happened, which is kind of cool because he's like almost like in the room and like I like that.
Yeah.
So they kill him, Ron Jeremy, because he's like jerking off to a stripper or something. I don't know. I don't really know how these things work, but apparently that's what was going on there.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like, two other random like scumbags just like put their money through the slot, and they're like, "Hey, let's kill all these people." I guess they're bad too. Like they have like one little line of like, "Oh, I've been waiting for this guy," or like
waiting. Yeah, I've been waiting.
Because they have to say like just because someone is a consumer of porn doesn't make them be killed. So
bad,
they had to be like, oh, I know these people, like they're scumbags, like they deserve it.
Yeah.
And they do have those lines, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
And Rocco's like, because Rocco was a real creep and like assaulted a passed out woman. And he's like, let me make up for that. And he just like goes all Wyatt fucking Earp.
Just like shooting to the side and then crossing over his arms, and it's just like, yeah,
it's ridiculous. And I love that Smecker's like, he's like, why were there 4 bullets here? Like then 2 from this other gun. I don't understand. And then he's like freaking out. And then I love when he comes back and he's just like with the hands, like he's like, oh, I got it.
We got ourselves a cowboy.
Yeah, so good. So he's like, this one was professional. This was amateur.
Yeah.
So the main Italian boss, he wants Il Duce. He's like the guy they call when shit gets really bad. He'll only do mobsters. Like it's like when we want one of our own clipped. Like that's who we call. He won't do like women, children, or civilians or anything. It's just like he basically only kills bad guys. But he's like an unstoppable force of nature.
He's like John Wick. He's an old John Wick.
Yeah. And he's like in The Hague, like some like prison in Europe. He just I love how they like bring him out and like put him in some little like bird cage for his parole hearing.
Yeah, and like on a platform they bring him on, like they don't make him
all
walk.
Hannibal
they
Lecter
just,
like and then all of a sudden they're just like the stamp of paroled. Like
parole
just
granted.
like we can make anything happen. Like I love how he goes to the previous mob boss, who is apparently a bathroom attendant now. Like,
yeah.
Is there no
retired?
Is there no retirement plan in the mafia?
I guess not. I guess he's trying.
He
to
also
be
slips him an envelope with like $200 bills in them. Like that envelope was not thick.
Yeah, and that's not a lot of money, dude. Even for 1999.
No, like would you run out of money in the props? Like make that thing thick.
Come on, he was the fucking boss.
That was nothing. Whatever, that was a weird scene. Doesn't matter. They're like, oh, we can whatever we can get him out. Like, fine, sure. Oh, that's when Rocco tells them about like their next target, who's like this just psychopathic, like what's that? Oh, what's that movie? when the guy in the white shirt with the tie and the glasses, oh, this is gonna bug me. I have to look it up.
That's okay. White shirt.
I'm thinking of
Sin City?
no. This is older. Oh, fucking what's his name? I'm gonna make the connections. I promise.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's Michael Douglas.
Falling down or
Yes,
whatever?
thank you. Fuck.
Yeah.
Thank you. That was an itch I couldn't scratch. But he looks like him with the glasses and the like pocket protector and everything. But he's just like this giant piece of shit. He like took him on a job once.
Yeah, sicko.
And like he's like he killed like the entire family, like women, children, everything. It's like worst day of my life, man.
Worst day of my life, man.
So they agree to go kill this guy. Like he has a poker game in his backyard where he invites a bunch of wise guys, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get, the next day crime scene, still intercut with Smecker's explanations and the actual actions. Even more so this time. Like they burst in. I love that Defoe's just like sitting there, like it's like freeze frame, but he's like, yeah, they burst in and then it's like panic and this and that because there's so many people and they're shooting everybody, and he's like they brought to their knees to shoot the guys under, and he's just pop, pop, pop,
just doing the
yeah.
Like,
and then something like went wrong because the main guy was just taking a shit.
Yeah, he was in the bathroom and just like they came there for that guy, and they're like, oh fuck, he's not here,
and it's so good. Like this is so stupid and nonsensical, but it looks cool when he's in the bathroom taking said shit. Like you see bullets flying through the doorway, like the door of the bathroom, and he just like slowly, methodically puts his glasses back on. And like,
that was cool.
That was cool. It's so dumb though.
Yeah,
like, you wouldn't
so ridiculous.
do that.
No, you'd be taking cover.
But it was still cool. It looked cool.
Yeah, because he's not scared.
Yeah, and he like grabs the towel rack. Rocco bursts in the door and shoots him in the gut, but he starts hitting him with the towel rack. And then the two brothers, like Connor's like, nah, let him do it on his own for some reason. I don't know. That seemed like a real
said he wanted to
move.
be part of the gang or something.
Yeah, Norman
like
Reedus is just like, bro, he's gonna get killed. Like he asshole.
Yeah.
And
we gotta help
and
him
he
out.
like slips him. He like rolls him the cue ball, like helps him out, and then he just brains that motherfucker with a cue ball.
Oh yeah, that was. And then, do you want to say it?
There was a firefight. El Duce shows up when they go to leave. Oh my god, I love it. They both like Rocco's in the middle. They both pull guns on his shoulder while he's shitting himself. And El Duce's got this like leather BDSM suit on full of guns inside his trench coat. And he's just pulling guns out. So good.
Oh, and
they're all just sitting there like assholes shooting at each other and all missing for some reason. Like they get shot. Rocco's thumb gets blown off. But then and they hit him and like they end up trying to go to leave and they spray like this was also smart. They have like ammonia in their bag, so they spray all their own blood that got spilled, so then it can't be used.
Smart.
I like that.
Very smart.
Oh, and then Defoe just losing his fucking mind because he can't understand what's going on. Like he can't put it together.
He also got very sweaty in this scene.
He was very wet.
Yeah.
And I thought it was an interesting choice. Every so often, like the dumb cop that he kept wanting to get coffee and bagel, every so often he was right.
Yeah, about like what he's like, what if it was one guy with 6 guns?
He's like, there were 6 gunmen. Yeah. What if it was one guy with 6 guns? Like he has it like a couple times where he's like, it's just this dumb little brain actually solved it.
Yeah.
Because William Dafoe has an actual brain, and it's like I can't comprehend what's going on because this doesn't fucking make sense.
Yeah.
And then William Dafoe loses his goddamn mind after he finds out there's ammonia in the blood and none of it's usable. And he throws a little temper tantrum in the bushes.
Like a serious, toddler temper
Yeah,
throwing throwing himself
twos,
to the ground.
Just arms wiggling about like one of those inflatable tube men at a used car dealership.
Wacky flailing, inflatable arm flailing tube man.
Yeah, that was him. And on this descent into madness, he finds a thumb in the bushes.
And he's immediately placated.
Yep.
Immediately.
He's in his refractory period. He
yeah.
So he uses that thumb, he does like the fingerprint and it figures out who Rocco is.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a quick flash of like, he did see him come to give the clothes to them. He's like, he put it all together.
Yeah, because he's a smart guy.
Yeah, he's wicked smart.
Yeah.
So he goes to like get shit faced and say some more homophobic things.
Yeah, jeez. Like,
again, I think they only made him gay, so they were like, we're cool to be able to say all these horrible homophobic things.
Yeah.
I honestly believe that. I don't know if that's true, but that was my take. He's not happy. He like drinks all night, doesn't know what to do with himself. Rocco takes the brothers to church in the morning. They got to go to mass. Done that mass. And he's just like, fuck this. Like, I don't do that. He just happens to see Defoe, Smacker, stumbling out of a bar. Like follows him into a church where he like goes to pass out in a confessional. I don't know.
Yeah. And then he's, Rocco has a gun to the priest.
It's this weird human centipede of confessional guns to the head.
Yeah. It's very odd. And
Rocco has the gun to the priest. Then Connor bursts in, has the gun to Rocco's head.
Yeah.
And there's still this like long conversation that goes on. It's nonsense. And Smecker's like, look, I think these boys are doing the right thing. Like, I don't know how to understand that because like I'm supposed to be all about law and order, but like I think they're doing the right thing. And the priest basically tells him like, fuck the law.
Yeah.
Like God's law.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's what I wanted to hear.
Yeah. He even says that. He's like, that's exactly what I needed to hear.
Yeah.
So that priest is an accessory to murder, by the way.
And I love how as Defoe leaves, he like crosses himself and he's just like, whatever. And then he goes, amen. And then he just like shrugs and just like walks out.
So good.
Because he's clearly not a religious person.
Yeah. Yeah. And then like he leaves, everyone leaves, whatever. They talk to Smecker over the phone. And like he professes his like allegiance to them. He's all aboard. He's like, I get what you fellas are doing. Cut to like all of a sudden all three are captured by the Italian mafia.
Yeah, in the mob boss's house, he's like, we caught these guys sneaking into the basement, and it's just like, what? That was fast.
It's just all of a sudden,
why would they catch him off camera? I hate when important plot points happen off camera.
Yeah, and this one up until this, it was like, we'll show it. We're just not there yet. Never showed it.
They never showed it.
Yeah,
that
was weird.
Like fucking him up, and
that was weird.
Yeah,
because they like built up this trust of like, oh, we're gonna show you what happened. Like, don't worry about it. Like, you don't know, but we're gonna show you. And then they never fucking showed you.
Yeah.
So they're fucking them all up, torturing them, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot Rocco in the hand. He's freaking out. Main mob boss just rolls back in and shoots Rocco right in the chest. He dies.
I like how they had like the squib or something on the back of his chair.
Yeah.
So the chair blew out too. I thought that was a cool.
He did a really good job with all that. And I loved how the brothers were just like freaking the fuck out. Like they were like caged animals. It was like how he was on the toilet. It was like a caged animal, just like completely like just losing its mind. Like, I have this one pure goal of like, and I'm violent towards everything until I achieve this goal.
Right.
And that's how they were. Because they're just like, no, God, no.
And I like how like the one brother Connor is like going nuts, and Reedus is kind of going nuts too, but he's more like very like emotional and like crying and like putting his head
Yeah.
on Rocco, and it's just like a good like juxtaposition that they're
Yeah.
both not doing the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the main mobster, he fucks off. He leaves all his goons. They're like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, El Duce still has like this contract, and he's like not gonna stop, so he's probably coming here.
Mm-hmm.
He the brothers start like escaping from their chairs. They're moving around, getting the cuffs off, whatever. That's when. So.
Yeah. Defoe shows up dressed like a woman as like a disguise, I guess.
Yeah,
And
in drag.
He plays himself off like another mobster sent
as like a prostitute.
Yeah.
And seduces one of the goons. It's oh man,
we can skip past this.
Yeah, I do like when he shoots the guy.
Mm-hmm.
There's this great scene of his face where like his jowls are like rippling.
Yeah, and
so good because he's like, I'm basically through the looking glass here. Like I've crossed the line.
Mm-hmm.
And
very odd, very off-putting.
It's like, oh, scene. This guy's gay, so of course he dresses in women's clothing.
Yeah,
obviously.
It's just
like fuck off. Like, what are you doing?
Just incredibly unnecessary and just off-putting and
Yep. Yeah. Well, he kills a couple goons. Finds another one already dead, which is like, oh, that's confusing because El Duce's there. Walks in on the brothers, walks into the brothers reciting a prayer for Rocco as he's dead. And it's a family prayer, which they'd mentioned earlier. He's their dad. He like finishes the prayer.
Yep. Of course he is. Fucking Sir Billy Connolly is their father.
Yep. Okay. So then they're all cool, I guess. Cut to 3 months later. Main mob boss, he's on trial. Brothers and the father show up at the courthouse with guns while he's on the stand. Duce and the brothers all give these like long monologues, like, "Oh, if you're not a murderer, a thief, or whatever, like you'll be safe. But if not, you will find our wrath." Kind of shit.
It is your corrupt, we claim.
Yeah,
and it's just like,
and it's all these like
guys.
sweeping, like panning shots up while they're like holding their guns out to everybody. And they do some prayer shit and then just execute the mob boss.
Yeah, in front of everybody, and they're just like, you all are going to be the witness to our identity to the world.
Yeah,
and like Billy Connolly has a shotgun. They both have their silencers, and they literally just like got him on his knees.
Yeah,
and just like in front of everybody, just execute him in front of everybody.
Which is one of the things I didn't understand. Like, which is really fucked up was El Duce like grabs this young lady and is like, "You need to watch, sweet girl." Like, no, she doesn't.
Yeah.
Why do you make her watch this horrible thing? Like, I think she's supposed to be a family member of like something that happened that was horrible to her family because of them. But like, gosh, like let her decide if she needs to watch that.
Yeah. I mean, clearly, I think we know what's gonna happen here. Watch or not.
Yeah. Yeah. And we get some like citizens talking on the news, which I'm always a sucker for. It's like, you know, some in favor, some are not. Like, these are great. Like, where do I sign up for the Saints?
Yeah, we need them in every major city.
Every major city. And what are you even talking about?
You know.
Then credits.
Oh my God. I have some trivia. If you want to hear it.
Hit us with some trivia.
Okay, so Sir Billy Connolly was so stoked to be playing against type in the role of El Duce and having so much fun playing a psycho with guns strapped all over him that they had to add the large cigar the character incessantly smokes because unless they stuck something in his mouth, he simply couldn't stop smiling.
I feel like I would have been the same way.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
this
fuck,
is
it's
so
fun.
cool.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I love that.
Troy Duffy flew to New York City to meet with Ewan McGregor and offer him one of the lead roles. At a night out, Duffy got drunk and they got into an argument over the death penalty, and McGregor passed on the movie. This led to Miramax Films putting the movie in turnaround.
That's incredible. I love Ewan McGregor.
He's the best. The word fuck. The word fuck and its derivatives are used a total of 246 times in this movie.
Rocco has a great fuck scene. It's like, fuck you fucking fucks. You just fucked and fucked. Like, really did show like the what did he say? It showed like the like usage of the word, or like the I can't remember his exact word.
Oh, really illustrates the diversity of the word.
Diversity of the word, yeah,
Yeah.
so good.
Mark Wahlberg turned down one of the lead roles to star in Boogie Nights.
Oh my god, why are we killing everybody?
Hey,
Can we
guys,
just be friends?
why are we killing everybody, dude?
I mean,
This is a
what are
good
we
one.
doing?
Okay.
What are we doing?
Composer, writer, and director Troy Duffy dismissed several casting choices for this movie. He refused to meet with Brad Pitt because he'd already played an Irishman in The Devil's Own, quote, where Duffy found his Irish accent unconvincing, and rejected Keanu Reeves and Ethan Hawke, calling Keanu a fucking punk and Ethan Hawke a talentless fool.
What?
Yeah, clearly he had shit going on. Clearly.
Who is this man?
Ugh. Patrick Swayze, Robert De Niro, Sir Kenneth Branagh, and Kevin Spacey passed on the role of Paul Smecker.
Wow. How did this man who had nothing made have like this amount of juice?
So the movie originally, long story short, he wrote this movie while he was bartending. Let me see if I can find it. I found an article. Okay. So real quick. In 1997, bartender Troy Duffy sold his script, The Boondock Saints, to Miramax and even got a directorial debut, believing himself to be the next breakout auteur filmmaker. Duffy threw his weight around in pre-production and burned his connections before they were even secured. Sick of his behavior, Miramax dropped the movie and blacklisted Duffy. Duffy eventually got Franchise Pictures to finance The Boondock Saints, but it flopped, and contractual stipulations made sure he didn't earn royalties from its resurgence through video and TV.
See, I thought I remembered reading something about him being a dickhead.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I think he
Way
just
to fuck
like
yourself,
thought his
dude.
Seriously.
Like, if someone bought anything of mine, I'd be so goddamn grateful.
Oh my god. Are you
like, I'm so happy
serious?
to be
Of
here.
course.
Like,
Of
I would
course.
never be like, I'm so much better than you. Like, no, I'm just happy to be here, man.
I'm just happy to be here. Oh,
Thanks
hey,
for giving
you
me
don't like
all
that?
this money.
Cool.
Like,
Let's throw it out. Yeah. Yeah, I think he just kind of thought his shit didn't stink, one of those types.
Yeah, like the directors of Super Mario Brothers.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's another one we got to do at some point.
Oh,
they were apparently like out of their fucking minds.
Mm-hmm. I believe it. It was Troy Duffy's original intention to have Led Zeppelin's When the Levee Breaks playing when Paul Smecker arrives in an early scene. According to Duffy, they wanted roughly $17 million for the rights for 30 seconds.
Yeah, Zeppelin's like famous for requiring ridiculous amounts of royalties for their songs.
Yep. Let's see. So Troy Duffy wanted to make the Paul Smecker character gay to put even more of an emphasis with how at odds he was with the rest of the cops in the film. It also serves to make an even stronger point later on in the film when Smecker is seen as a genius investigator in the other cops' eyes. The Boston cops he is working with know he's gay, but it's become a non-issue. Duffy also anecdotes about a friend of his who was a closeted gay man who came out of the closet after watching the film.
See, that was the thing. I felt like, and maybe that
Yeah.
was just, like, at the time, that was, like, the best you could do.
Mm-hmm.
But it did feel like there were good intentions.
Yeah.
It doesn't work now, but I did actually feel like there were some good intentions behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to show that, like, oh, like, it's just a normal fucking thing. They can be good and normal and whatever. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it is doing a whole way with it.
Yeah, Jesus. And last, but certainly not least, body count.
Ooh, boy. Hold on, I'm gonna do some quick math.
Okay. It's less than 50, I'll tell you that.
27.
33 and one cat and one cat. It says that on IMDb too.
So good.
And that's it for my trivia.
Holy shit, this is, I mean, it's a movie. Have you seen the sequel?
Oh, I think I watched about like 10 minutes of it and I turned it off.
I feel like I saw the sequel in the theater.
Yeah. I
remember a goddamn
if
second
I
of
did
it.
see it, I was gonna say if I did see it, I don't remember
Not a minute.
an iota of it.
Yeah, I have no memory. Yeah, this.
Apparently, there's talks of a third movie as recently as last year, and they're wanting to make. I think on Troy Duffy's IMDb page in pre-production or whatever, there's a Boondock Saints Origins TV show in the works. Apparently, who fucking knows? Why are people giving him money to make more shit? I don't know.
I mean, it became like a weird, like, bro cult classic.
Yeah,
you know, which is such a strange audience to have that type of. You know, that doesn't usually. It's not usually how it works. It's usually like sci-fi people or like computer people, like people that are on the fringe of, you know, like popularity. But for some, it was like all just college bros that were just like, yeah, you badass. It's not usually an audience that like projects you forward.
Yeah, very odd. But I mean, I guess we already said what we're doing next week. So
coming up next week, Nobody.
With our guy, Mr.
I'm excited to watch it again.
Mr. Bob Odenkirk, streaming on HBO.
One half of Mr. Show with Bob and David.
Yeah, Saul Goodman himself.
All good, man.
It's all good, man. It's all good. Anything
Very
else
excited for that. Why don't you hit us where you can find us?
You can find us at www.actionmoviebookclub.com. You could also find us on Instagram at Action Movie Book Club or on Twitter at Action Movie BC. Hit us up on there if you have any questions, comments, concerns. Your take on Boondock Saints, any hot takes you got. We want to hear
some spicy ones.
Yeah, we want to hear some spicy meatballs, you know. But yeah, that's it. Anything else you want to add?
I mean, that's all I got. Why don't you take us out?
Happy trails, Hans.
Bastardo!